What is going on, guys? Money Webby here, back again. Tuesday, NBA season is finally back, and we got some DFS action to go along with it. Honestly, my favorite videos to make is for the NBA season. So what I started off with around like 2 years ago. First videos were NBA, and it's just the easiest, I think, for me to kind of just, I don't know, talk through my players without giving too many stats, or just makes the videos a little bit more boring. MLB can kind of happen sometimes where you're just reading off so many stats because there's really no other way to defend why you're going with someone besides reading off a lot of stats. I'm not going to be like, hey, this guy so-and-so, he's third in the lineup and just, yeah, that's why I like him. Like, there's a little bit more you kind of have to mention. But in the NBA, you can kind of just project a little bit more out just based on matchups and kind of talk through your thinking a little bit more with it. And I think you can also poke fun at some players a little bit easier when they really just have dud of games, when they're shooting like 1 for 15. Some of these terrible performances you see in the NBA sometimes, and also the nuclear performances where guys just go for like 80 plus DraftKings points, and those ones are always crazy to talk about and just see in real time. So it's going to be a very exciting year. We got a 2-game, very interesting slate right off the bat with some new kind of lineups here. It's going to be a little bit tough to fully predict how the minutes are going to be divvied up between these players. But I think I got a pretty good sense. So I got my money 6, like always, my 6 favorite plays. We typically do 5 kind of core ones, and then we have 1 value pick, a cheaper guy, usually around like 4,000 or below, that I think can return a lot of value. So before we get going, if you're excited about the NBA DFS season like myself, go ahead and drop a like on the video. Let's try to see if we can get over 100 likes on this one. That'd be appreciated. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. So first guy up, I'm going to go with Anthony Davis, the brow here at 10,200. Definitely can make the argument for going for a guy like LeBron as well. But I'm just a little bit scared of Kawhi Leonard on the defensive end. I mean, Kawhi has shown in the past that he can give LeBron some fits, and Anthony Davis has the much better matchup on the court. The Clippers don't have a true big man. Zubac is kind of an undersized, or just kind of not a really good defensive big. More of an offensive asset as a player, and also their backup player Montrezl Harrell, more of a smaller 5, more of a power forward there. And I think Anthony Davis can really do some work against those bigs down low. And LeBron is going to put him in good situations all year long. I mean, we're getting him, knock on wood, healthy in the first game of the year. That's also the biggest thing that you always get concerned with a guy like Anthony Davis is his health going into a game. But as of right now, it looks like he's good to go. Should be playing a good amount of minutes. The Lakers' big man depth is not great outside of Dwight Howard off the bench, and I don't see him playing that many minutes. And also Kyle Kuzma, who plays the 4 for them, is out for tonight. So I mean, their power forward depth isn't good. Dwight Howard really the only true backup at center, and JaVale McGee only plays like 15 minutes a game. So I think Anthony Davis is going to be playing a lot of minutes here in Game 1. Kind of a prove-it game between both these teams, a little bit of rivalry heading into this year. And like I said, the biggest mismatch for the Lakers, I believe, is going to be Anthony Davis. I believe he had like crazy good games. Yeah, 3 games against the Clippers last year, put up 69 DraftKings points on average. Really just feeds into him well. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my first guy of the NBA season. Then we're going to go with Jrue Holiday at 7,900. Can put him at point guard or shooting guard. And I think this guy also has a good matchup on paper. I mean, it's projected that Kyle Lowry is going to draw the start at the 2. Kyle Lowry, did I say Kyle Lowry? Fred VanVleet's going to be drawing the start at the 2, and Kyle Lowry will be drawing the start at the 1 at point guard. And he's a pretty good defender, so I think he could give Lonzo Ball potentially some fit scoring the ball. And also without Zion, that adds some more potential shot opportunities to a guy like Jrue Holiday. So I think he'll be the go-to guy at the beginning here without Zion in this offense. I mean, you have more kind of guys that aren't proven scorers as the first option. Brandon Ingram has shown in flashes that he can be a good scorer. Lonzo Ball more of a facilitator, and then they're likely to have JJ Redick at the 3 or Josh Hart, more kind of just spread the court kind of guys. So I think this just feeds in the Jrue Holiday seeing a lot of looks here in a good matchup against Fred VanVleet, who's not a true shooting guard. Better against smaller point guards like we saw, more finesse guys like we saw him do pretty well against Steph Curry, but a more physical Jrue Holiday guy that can put his head down, drive to the paint, get past you with his just as good ability as a driver, and also he's a good facilitator, can put up some good stats with the assist. So it's 7,900 in a high-scoring game. I think Jrue Holiday can carry the load without Zion. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my second guy. Then I'm going to go with Siakam here. Also a big kind of loss for this Raptors team and Kawhi Leonard. And last year without Kawhi, we saw Siakam put up monster lines, really good stuff. Just got signed to a big extension yesterday. The Raptors obviously love this guy. They denied trades from the Thunder to give him up. They see him as the future of their team. I mean, I don't see why I would argue with that. I mean, he looked extremely good last year. Really a typical NBA prototype, the long arms, the good ability to shoot, everything you're looking for. A good, like I said, good frame. That's honestly what NBA GMs just love, that kind of Kawhi Leonard build to him, and also has a freakish athleticism. So I think in this matchup against the Pelicans, they don't have great forward defense. Brandon Ingram has never been a great defender, so I think Siakam can give him some fits. He should be seeing around maybe 18 to 20 shots an average a game this year. So that's going to be a big boost from last year. I'm not sure if it has the splits. No, it doesn't. I'm not sure how many shots he averaged per game, but it looks like he was averaging around 15 or so per game if I would have to guess. I don't have the stats fully in front of me, but it's definitely going to be a boost in amount of shots he's getting per game. And he's going to be playing a little bit more down low, I would say, in the defensive end, grabbing some more rebounds. Like, I think he can put up some more double-doubles this year as well. Kawhi Leonard did get a good amount of rebounds per game, and they're going to be going a little bit probably smaller around him, around Siakam. So I think at 7,600 here, the boost in opportunity without Kawhi. Good matchup here against the Pelicans team that will play pretty damn fast, and that kind of favors Siakam game style, where he's able to do the coast-to-coast stuff on the fast break. And I think he can be put in really good situations with Kyle Lowry as his facilitator. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my third guy. Also cool that he has center eligibility this year. I'm not sure how long they'll keep that if he doesn't play any center, but I think that's going to be cool. Brandon Ingram at 5,800 is the next guy we're looking at. I really like this game. I think it has a better chance of this being a high-scoring game, as there's less on the line. I think like the Clippers and Lakers could turn into a scrappy kind of game. This game could just be like a coast-to-coast. It's a fast break, kind of fast-paced game here. So 5,800 here for Brandon Ingram. Same thing that goes with Jrue Holiday without Zion. It adds some more opportunities for this offense. Ingram is really the second kind of proven kind of ISO scorer in this game. So I think after Jrue Holiday, they probably give Brandon Ingram a decent amount of looks. He should play a good amount of minutes as their forward depth took a hit with Zion being out. And at 5,800, pretty solid price tag. This guy has proven in his career when there's been pieces around him that have gone down, whether it be LeBron being out, whether it be Kuzma being out, he can't pick up the slack and just be a volume scorer. So 5,800 here, solid price tag. Matchup isn't too good. Toronto, pretty solid defensive team, but the loss of Kawhi will probably hurt their defense a decent amount. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my fourth guy. I'm going to go with Marc Gasol here as well. I think this is a good matchup for him. The Pelicans, another team here with not a good defensive center. Currently, they have Derek Favors at the 5. Backup is Jahlil Okafor. Both those centers not good defensively. And I think Marc Gasol can also get an added boost on this offense without Kawhi. Can have the ball a little bit more in some pick and roll situations with Kyle Lowry. Put him in some good spots there. And he's always been a guy that can fill it up a little bit when he's been given the opportunities. He can get some rebounds, can get some assists, and in softer matchups, and a game where he's going to be fresh going out the get-go. He is getting up there in age a little bit, so you do worry about like back-to-backs and those kind of situations where he could be a little bit tired, but the first game of the year, shouldn't have to worry about that. I think this is a good matchup for him on paper against favors in Jahlil Okafor, like I said down low. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my fifth guy. And for my final guy, we're going to go with JaMychal Green here at 3,800. Another situation where we're taking advantage of an injury to Paul George. JaMychal Green showed pretty good at the end of the year. Against the Warriors, he had some good games in that playoff series. He had 25 DraftKings points in 15 minutes, 23 in 22 minutes, 24 in 27 minutes, and he was hitting some big shots, really spreading the court well for them. So I think that was a big thing for him going forward to this year, to really kind of solidify himself as a good bench asset for this team. And now with him drawing the start, I would imagine he sees around 30 minutes here. They do have a solid backup in Mo Harkless, but I would assume JaMychal Green is just a better fit in this lineup currently, as they're going to need the scoring. Mo Harkless has been a solid defender from time to time, but I think JaMychal Green is a better scorer. So I think he'll get a little bit more run in this game, definitely, as he's likely to start over Mo Harkless as well. So 3,800, like the value, good minutes at that price tag, and also I think JaMychal Green could step up. I mean, the similar kind of lineup to what I was mentioning with Jrue Holiday, more of kind of defensive and just kind of spread you out kind of players. Besides Kawhi, I mean, if you look at that lineup, you're going to be talking about Patrick Beverley, Shamet, who's more of just a spread it kind of three-point shooter. Beverley is not a great scorer. He can hit the three from time to time, but not a good scorer by any means. And then Zubac down low, who's not that great of a player. So JaMychal Green could honestly, in that starting lineup, be the second best scorer currently. And obviously Lou Williams off the bench is going to be good for them, and Montrezl Harrell. But just when that starting unit is out there, I think JaMychal Green could be good enough to score for them. I mean, we saw Danilo Gallinari in that starting lineup for the Clippers last year have some good scoring games from time to time, as they really needed a guy to lean on in that starting unit when Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell were not out there. So I could see a similar situation here tonight, and I think he can give us some good value. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my final guy. So that's the money 6. You got Jrue Holiday, Brandon Ingram, Anthony Davis, Siakam, JaMychal Green, and Marc Gasol. Hope you enjoyed it. Slap a like in the video before you head out. If you did, 100+ likes, we appreciate it. And also, if you happen to be new here to the channel, you got to keep it locked here the remainder of the NBA season. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell icon to get alerted every time I upload as well, so you don't miss out on any videos. I do NFL videos if you haven't checked those out for DFS. So good luck here tonight. Hope you guys enjoy the first slate of the year for the NBA. And I hope you guys will win a ton of money, and we'll see you back here again next time.